Every year, millions of people start a business. Someone opens a cafe. Someone launches a clothing brand. Someone starts a restaurant or a cloud kitchen or buys into a franchise. From the outside, all of it looks exciting. The opening day photos, the crowd, the reels, the first few months where it genuinely feels like life is finally sorted. But here's the part nobody posts about. The real story starts after that. 5 years later, a huge share of those businesses have either shut down or the owner is still standing behind the same counter, doing the same task every single day. The business never became freedom, it just became a second job with extra steps. Meanwhile, there's a completely different group of people whose businesses you've probably never heard of. They're not on Shark Tank, they're not posting motivational reels, they're not taking pictures next to a sports car. But at the end of every month, real money lands in their account anyway. And here's the funny part. These businesses are so boring that if I just said the name out loud right now, half of you would probably close this video. That's exactly why they work. Where attention goes, competition follows. Where attention doesn't go, competition stays thin. And there's an old rule in business that stayed true for decades. The things everyone ignores are often the things that quietly make the most money. Today, we're going through 8 of these genuinely boring, genuinely unglamorous businesses that can generate steady, repeat income for years if the system behind them is built right. And by the end, I'll give you one simple filter you can use to judge almost any business idea in under 30 seconds. Let's get into it. Let me introduce you to 2 people first, Daniel and Marcus. Both started with roughly $180,000 in savings. Daniel wanted people to look at his business and say, "Wow, what a setup." So he opened a premium cafe. Beautiful interiors, an imported espresso machine, statement lighting, a wall built specifically for Instagram photos, branded cups, curated playlist. Opening day was packed. The reels went up. Friends were impressed. Everyone told him he'd made it. Marcus, on the other hand, started something so unremarkable that people genuinely asked him, "Wait, that's a real business?" No ribbon cutting, no social posts, no grand opening, just a small office, a handful of employees, some signed contracts, and a setup so plain it barely registered. 3 years later, Daniel was still standing behind his own counter, hoping enough people walked in that day. Marcus was in another country with his family for 2 weeks, and his business didn't skip a beat while he was gone. Daniel spent every single day hunting for new customers. Marcus's customers were sending him payment automatically every single month without him lifting a finger. The real difference here was never talent. It wasn't work ethic either. The difference was that Daniel was trapped in a daily hustle loop, while Marcus had built a business around recurring income. That contrast is the entire core of this video. Business number 8. Commercial cleaning contracts. I know, it sounds funny, mops and buckets turning into real money, but that's exactly the beauty of it. Next time you walk into an office building, a mall, a hospital, or a hotel, actually pay attention. The floors are shining, the restrooms are spotless, the glass has no streaks, the bins are empty. There's a "this place is genuinely maintained" feeling in the air. Now ask yourself, who did that? And more importantly, who's paying for it? That's the entire business. New offices are opening every year, hospitals are expanding, warehouses are being built, schools, factories, hotels, all of it is growing, and every single one of these spaces needs to be cleaned daily. It's not a luxury, it's a requirement. And businesses built around requirements tend to survive even when the broader economy slows down, because people don't stop needing clean spaces just because money is tight. The real strength of this business isn't the cleaning itself, it's the contract. Land a 1 or 2 year agreement with a hospital or a corporate office, and you're no longer hunting for a new customer every single morning. And the owner's actual job isn't holding a mop, it's bringing in clients, running the systems, and maintaining quality. The client isn't paying for cleaning, they're paying to not have to think about it. That peace of mind is often the most expensive thing you can sell.
Business number 7. Pest control services. Most people skip right past this one too, But ask any restaurant owner who's found a cockroach in the kitchen at 10 p.m. the night before a health inspection, and they'll tell you exactly how valuable this business really is in that moment. Pest control runs on urgency. When the problem feels urgent, price stops mattering and the solution becomes everything. Restaurants, hotels, food factories, warehouses, hospitals, residential communities, offices, all of them need regular pest control, and it's never a one-time job. It's a repeat visit, a repeat treatment, a renewal cycle. That's recurring revenue in its purest form. The biggest growth driver in this business is referrals. Solve a hotel's problem for real, and they won't just renew, they'll recommend you to their entire network. And the cheapest customer any business will ever require is the one who arrives through another customer's recommendation. That's exactly why experienced operators focus on nailing the service first and marketing second. One genuinely happy client can bring in 10 more on their own. Business number 6, vending machines. 10 years ago, if someone said you could sell products without ever opening a store, people would have laughed. Today, airports, train stations, hospitals, corporate offices, and college campuses all have a silent salesperson working 24 hours a day. It doesn't need a salary, doesn't take breaks, doesn't call in sick, and never complains. It needs exactly one thing: the right location. There's a well-known line in business: a product can be copied, but a location can't. Vending machines run entirely on that principle. Picture a large office with thousands of employees. Someone wants coffee, someone wants a snack, someone wants a cold drink. If the machine is in the right spot, customers come to it on their own. That's the entire model. And vending has expanded far beyond chips and soda. Fresh coffee, protein snacks, personal care items, phone accessories, even books and medicine in some markets. The opportunity is growing and competition is still relatively thin. But here's where most people mess up. They obsess over the machine and completely ignore the location. A great machine in a bad spot will lose money. An average machine in a great spot will print it. The game was never about the machine. It's about the location. Business number 5, commercial laundry services. Nobody dreams of becoming an influencer through this one. No glamorous office, no viral content, no motivational photo, just machines that turn on every morning and get to work. Think about it. Hotels, hospitals, hostels, gyms, spas, restaurants. What's the one thing all of them need every single day? Thousands of sheets, towels, uniforms, and aprons cleaned and delivered on time. If a hotel's bed sheets aren't ready, the room doesn't sell. If a hospital's linens aren't handled properly, both hygiene and operations take a hit. Laundry isn't a luxury, it's infrastructure, and infrastructure demand doesn't disappear overnight. Most hotels and hospitals would rather outsource this than run it themselves because machines are expensive, maintenance is expensive, and electricity, water, staffing, and repairs are all headaches they'd rather not own. That's exactly where a sharp operator steps in. The beauty of this business is that the income doesn't come from washing clothes, it comes from the contract. Lock in annual agreements with 15 or 20 hotels, and you stop waking up wondering if a customer will show up today. The customers are already committed. The system just runs. Business number 4, equipment and tool rental. This one looks lightweight on the surface, but is genuinely strong underneath. A contractor needs a concrete cutter for just 10 days. Now they've got 2 choices: spend a large sum buying the machine outright, or pay a fraction of that to rent it for the job. Most people choose to rent, and that single decision is the entire foundation of this business. The real rule here is people increasingly pay for access, not ownership. Streaming services, ride-sharing apps, co-working spaces, they're all running on the exact same logic. Construction activity keeps growing in most markets. New apartments, roads, factories, warehouses, commercial projects, and every project needs expensive tools and machinery that most contractors would rather not own outright. They just want the job done. Once a piece of equipment earns back its own cost through rentals, almost every booking after that is close to pure profit. That's exactly why rental businesses are considered some of the most underrated cash flow models out there. You buy the asset once, and the income keeps arriving repeatedly. Models like that are genuinely rare in business. Business number 3, purified water dispensing kiosks. What's the very first thing you used this morning? Not your phone, not the internet, water. And you'll need it again tomorrow, and the day after, and next year too. Technology changes, AI changes things, business models shift constantly, but the need for clean drinking water never goes away. And wherever demand never disappears, ignoring that space is a genuine mistake. Millions of people pay for safe drinking water every single day at train stations, hospitals, government offices, industrial zones, schools, and tourist spots. And here's the thing, most customers don't care much which brand the water comes from. They care that it's safe. Need beats brand, and that's exactly why this business keeps winning. A water kiosk runs on the same logic. Install the machine, set up proper maintenance, add digital payment, and the system just runs all day, whether the owner is at home or in another city entirely. But the same mistake shows up again here too. People obsess over the machine and ignore the location. A machine in the right spot can genuinely change your bank balance. The same machine in the wrong spot can quietly lose money for years. Business number 2, SaaS, software as a service. This one sounds a bit more technical, but the concept is genuinely simple. Look at your phone right now. You're probably paying monthly indirectly for several apps already. Streaming, cloud storage, productivity tools. What do all these companies love most? Your monthly payment. Get the customer once, and the income keeps arriving every single month after that. That recurring model can turn even a small, simple tool into a genuinely large company. Think about a gym owner who needs to manage members, track attendance, and send renewal reminders, a clinic that needs to handle appointments, a school that needs to manage fees and communication, a distributor who needs to track inventory. Every business has some boring, repetitive problems sitting in the background. And here's the truth, business owners don't always want innovation. Most of the time, they just want relief. Turn someone's daily 1-hour task into a 10-minute task, and they'll happily pay for it every month. The real power of software is that once the product exists, it doesn't matter whether you have 10 customers or 10,000. You're not building a new factory or buying new stock for each one.
That's exactly why software businesses tend to carry some of the highest margins of any industry. So why isn't this one my number 1 pick? Because number 1 isn't really a single business model at all. The real secret is bigger than any one of these 8, and here's number 1. Not a business, but a principle. If you watched closely, you probably noticed a pattern running through every single example. Cleaning, pest control, vending, laundry, rental, water kiosks, software, completely different businesses, but every one of them shares the same underlying trait, recurring revenue. That's the real hidden thread connecting the world's most consistently profitable businesses. Here's a simple way to think about it. Say you sell a product today. The customer pays you once and walks away. Tomorrow, where does your next dollar come from? You have to find a new customer, market again, sell again, negotiate again, deliver again, and next month, the entire cycle repeats from zero. Stop working for even a few weeks, and your income can stop right alongside you. Now picture the alternative. A customer signs a contract, and the payment keeps arriving automatically every month. You're not chasing them down or reselling them every cycle. You just have to keep the service genuinely good. That difference has a name, recurring revenue, and it's the quiet engine behind almost every consistently successful business on the planet. Streaming services bill monthly, software bills monthly, gym memberships bill monthly, internet service bills monthly, office cleaning bills monthly. Pest control runs on periodic renewal contracts. Laundry runs on monthly agreements. Every genuinely durable business in one form or another has built some version of recurring income into its model. And that's the actual question smart operators ask before starting anything. How many times will this customer pay me? Once or repeatedly? Most people starting a business ask a different question entirely. How much profit can I make? But the people who build lasting wealth ask, how many times will that profit repeat? That one shift in the question changes everything. Rich people don't necessarily run different kinds of businesses. They choose businesses differently. They're not chasing excitement, they're chasing cash flow. They're not chasing trends, they're building systems. They're not chasing one-time sales, they're building repeat customers. That's probably exactly why their businesses look boring from the outside. Their bank balances are never boring at all. So next time you hear a business idea, don't just look at how exciting it sounds. Look at the model underneath it. Ask one simple question: will this business pay me once, or will it pay me again and again? Get that one question right, and you'll filter out the vast majority of average opportunities before you ever waste time or money on them. That's really the biggest filter in business. Most people assume wealthy operators are doing something magical behind the scenes. The reality is simpler. They're just choosing better models. Businesses where customers pay repeatedly, where the problem is real, where demand is constant, and where the system can run without the owners standing there every single day. That's the real beauty of boring businesses. Less glamour on the outside, stronger cash flow on the inside. So next time a business idea comes across your feed, don't just watch for the excitement, watch for the model, because the real money in business is rarely made where people are clapping.